on in and join us.
Our shaving journey begins to come full circle as we do our last cabin from MacDuff's.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, it's good to see you. Come on in, your chair's always waiting. And if you're here during our live premiere, join the chat, say hi to us, and hit like and subscribe. It helps us out. So for our mention today,
it just arrived in the mail.
We are on the journey of discovering new razors, y'all. And this is the OG. This is our original Henson that started the show. This is our razor company, Aluminum. Yes. And today, we're going to add one more to our aluminum family because this was announced a couple of months ago. It's been out in stainless steel for a little while, and this is the premiere of the Aluminum Apex Razor by Ellsworth Razors. So we had to pick it up, and we had to figure out which color we wanted.
It was a hard decision.
Yeah, as you can see here on the website, the plate comes in several beautiful colors.
And the razor
itself, and the razor itself comes in either black or in matte. So y'all, here we go. And I don't know if you're supposed to open it from the top. I'm looking from the bottom. Oh, I got the blue one. Well, I got the blue one because this one's blue and this one's black. So I figured this would be a good
ode to the originals.
One to keep in the middle. Oh,
it's
there it is, y'all. Look at that. Wow. Beautiful.
Fancy.
Oh, nice. And it comes with a box of blades. What kind of blades does it come with?
Astra
Blues, y'all. We just know the greens.
Yeah, so you're right. I don't think
discover the Astra Blues, and it matches the razor. All right, there we go.
The grand reveal. How's it feel in your hand?
Yo.
Oh, that black is sleek.
Look at that electric blue feel. It feels great.
Oh, wow. I forgot it was aluminum. I almost launched it.
Yo. I was reading a thread the other day that it's if you had to have one razor forever. This was DJ's choice. This was a bunch of choices.
Yeah, I'm excited for us to try it out.
Let's see how this works. Oh, nice. Unscrews. There is a washer here, which you either are or are not supposed to keep on the razor. We can fight that out in the comment section. Love it.
Ooh, I'm excited to break this in.
Beautiful.
Is there a stand for it or no?
Oh, there is. I ordered a stand.
Can we pause?
And we almost missed it. There's a stand. Y'all love it. I don't know what it is, but I just need a stand with my razor. I just think it's all part of it.
Matchy.
All right, let's see. You do the honors.
Oh, you think?
Here we go. Let's see.
Perfect fit here.
Y'all, I'm excited. So thank you so much. This is so awesome. And boy, it's shipped and got here in a hurry. So
I know, all the way from Canada. That's impressive.
I love it. Oh, look how handsome.
Oh, they really do look like friends here.
So what's our soap today? Now, we came on the scene last summer, so it makes sense that our cabin collection started with.
We have our summer cabin we opened, and then we have autumn cabin, and now winter cabin was our most recent one, and we also
we had Christmas cabin. We had haunted cabin for the seasonals, y'all, and
now
we're a little sad because our shaving journey is just now starting to come through its annual cycle of all the soaps, and we are at our very last cabin. Let's meet it. All right, so this is from the website at MacDuff'sSoapCompany.com.
Spring Cabin is a citrus-themed scent. I've used a base of 10 different varietals of cedar essential oils from around the world, including some cedar absolute for more richness in the dry down.
Wow, we mentioned to Sean at MacDuff's that we had just picked up our final cabin, and he went, that for me is the one that smells the most like a cabin.
Oh, okay.
So
that's
I'm
exciting.
Excited to experience this one, y'all.
And we're approaching spring, so we figured since it's the first day of spring that we should do this one.
What a perfect soap to do. Let's unbox it.
Speaking of Canada, it's a new distributor day, so Top of the Chain is from Canada.
Yeah, I had a great time shopping on their website, y'all. This got here with a quickness, despite it being from Canada. So thank you so much, Top of the Chain. And they had a couple of soaps that we couldn't find anywhere else.
It's true. And we always watch it, and when it gets to the border, and it kind of goes a little slower. But this actually was pretty good.
Yeah, I love it. They should have a live cam at the mail customs place. You can see your packages finally leaving.
Oh, I forgot.
There's the confetti popcorn. All right, what do you see?
Okay, excuse us.
There they are. Now, you did not see this from 345. You didn't see the apple pie barbershop soap that's coming.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Look at that
you can see like it's like
label.
blossoms blooming, kind of.
Wow, it's like a sunrise, and it's catching the little herbs and flowers
And
in
of
the
course,
meadow.
the side label so we can stack them all as friends in our day.
The MacDuff's are at eye level in our cabinet, y'all, so we appreciate these side labels. I've been waiting all year to complete our collection. Let's have a first impression. Oh, he's got a new coffee one coming out, morning
Right.
ritual, like lots of
But
surprises.
look,
from
you can
MacDuff's.
see like the season's changing. There's snow on the caps of the mountains.
This might be my
and then-
favorite picture of all the
Yeah.
cabin pictures.
How fun.
That is morning, we're agreed, right? That's
I think
not
so. I
sunset,
think it's,
that's
like
sunrise.
rise. Yeah.
All right, I think you should take a first impression. I'm going to ask you some questions. Yeah, all right, here we go.
It is approaching officially spring here, so
I'm so excited
you
for
can kind of
this
smell in the air, right? The cool is wearing off a little.
And we can kind of tell now that we've done all the cabins that these are not American scents, y'all. We've been
Yeah.
camping. We know what our country smells like. We love that
kinda
these are
fun.
inspired by the outdoor scents of Alberta and Edmonton and those places where Sean
But
is from.
it's a fun twist to the holiday. Like somehow
Yeah.
the scent really comes through differently.
Slightly different florals, slightly different herbs for me.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, beautiful pour, y'all. Beautiful.
Oh, it's funny. Right away at the beginning, I could tell it was part of the cabin series. I don't
Yeah?
know how. Maybe there's something that
They're
was,
all so different.
they are, but there was something I was like, oh yeah, that does kind of smell like the cabin series.
Nice. We need more of the Sky series.
You know, it really does have like a dawn kind of feeling to it.
Nice. Is it citrusy, like the label?
Yes, but you know, it's almost hard to figure out exactly what citrus.
Oh.
It's bright, and I do get a little, you know, that citrus zest kind of coming through.
Right.
I think a little more limey, lemony, but
Oh, we might have some strange and exotic
it's not
citruses
too
here, folks.
sweet of a citrus. So
Oh,
it
okay.
is. I really do get the fruit itself.
Nice. What's the sweetness of the entire thing?
Oh, you know, it's more clean and crisp.
Oh.
Like that crisp morning kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's not as crazy floral as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Speaking of spring, at least for us here, we
Now-
think a lot more floral.
As Sean suggests, does it smell like a cabin to you?
You know, I do get the fresh cedar part of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I know I read cedar, but it really is there.
Right. Oh,
It's
I love
not
cedar.
It kind of stays constant, and then at the end, it really resolves to more of that cedar part left there.
Cedar's always
up
the
here.
first wood I seem to guess at, but I
Yeah, you
love
kinda do.
cedar in this episode.
But there's nothing heavy or dark in
okay.
this. It is very like bright and sunshiny
Right.
and light in the scent.
All right, give me
So-
here. I want to try this. And y'all, if you are fans of MacDuff soaps, they are a soft, beautiful soap. Sean
They
himself
are.
might suggest that you scoop, but if you want to lather in the tub, not there's anything wrong with that.
You can go for it.
Here we go.
It's really refreshing.
Oh, I get it now. I get it now. You know what I love about this? It's gorgeous, and I can tell when I smell it that this is the larval form of summer cabin.
Oh, interesting.
So I can tell when I smell this that it is the early form of all
Ah,
of
I
like
can see what
the
turns
herbs
into,
and the flowers and the citrus and the air that given a few more months will develop into a drier, herbier smell that will become summer cabin.
Right.
But this
Is that why I thought it was familiar?
this
you know?
is the
I'm like,
early
oh.
stage of it. I think so. I think so.
And what I do really enjoy too about the cabin series is you're immediately a place.
Sean.
I don't get a person.
No,
I get a
no.
location. Like I'm there. I'm outside. I'm enjoying the
Yes.
fresh air
Right.
around.
I totally get that this is the most cabin of the soaps because for me, Summer Cabin 2 is like that. When I smell Summer Cabin, I smell the cabin, I smell the meadow. I like totally get
there.
it. This does that too, but this is like I'm visiting it in April, not August. Does that make sense? It's not
Right.
the same place for me.
No, and even though like the winter one is you can somehow sense the, you know, the warm inside the cabin, the cold outside. There's something here like I would want the windows all open.
Right.
It just smells nice. Like I can almost hear the birds chirping. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know?
100%. And Sean is great at creating a vibe. So y'all like Christmas Cabin? There's nothing like traditionally Christmas in it, but it has a Christmas vibe. So there's no evergreen, there's no gingerbread, there's no eggnog. It's not that kind of stuff. Those are for the Santas. It's just a vibe of a Christmas. And this, I'm not sure how, but it's
Right.
a vibe of an early spring morning.
Do you get a little like vetiver-ish grass something?
Oh, you know, it didn't
Like
hit me.
if I go
What is it?
past the citrus before the cedar.
You know, no, I think for me it's something else. I think it's almost a little bit of like more on the note of like a hay note.
No, I'm with you. That's what I
Does
was
that
trying
make
to figure it
sense?
out. If it was more that
rather
green
than the
side or
because
the
I get
drier
a
side.
tiny bit more of just like a moist earth
Okay.
rather than
Yeah.
that.
But and it could just be more the Canadian version of like what we would picture the green grass, you know, spring.
Wow.
Something's kind of coming to life.
This is
I don't know.
just beautiful. And I'm thinking we need to put a little air and water in this.
Speaking of building a lather with the lovely MacDuff's soap here, let's show the
I hate to ruin this
softness.
book.
I know.
Look at this. It's just
It
beautiful.
is a
And
different
look how
color. It's more
soft
of that
it is.
like
You ready?
lemony
You just
color.
barely give it a little scrape, and there it is. I
Nice
love
and
it.
light.
This is the 2023
Yes.
incarnation of Spring Cabin. So it's still, even though it's had a year to cure, it's still a very beautifully soft soap. And y'all, this is my custom AKA brush and bowl. This was my birthday present last year. It was turned live on Instagram by Gardner of Amelia and Gardner fame. Oh.
Waking up already?
Boy, is this coming alive. And she's
kinda
a
hoped it
little
would.
bit of a thirsty base here, of course. I love it.
Yeah, I love how there is no question you're outside. There's no gourmandy to this. Like, you are just there.
Oh, that's a really interesting point, because I can use, when it comes to MacDuff,
Right.
I can find a gourmand in anything.
But like
this,
the autumn one and the winter
You're
one, they
right.
did have more of that spice.
This
kinda
doesn't.
thing.
Y'all, this is a MacDuff's without a hint of a gourmand for me. That's different.
Right, but even the summer one has less gourmandy. Like, so if you're thinking
Right,
seasons,
but
it
some
kind
one's
of
got a little
goes
bit of like
I would
berries
agree.
in it for me, but this one doesn't. The berries haven't grown yet. It's
They're not
spring,
here.
right? They're just barely pushing out of the ground. Y'all.
Oh, that lather.
Y'all.
Immediately. Raring to go. You're going to have to use this to break in your new
You know,
Apex.
I know. If the lather police come right now, we are okay. We are good to go. Y'all, I know we never comment on lather.
But that was immediate. My goodness.
Y'all, look at that iridescence. You can read by its light.
Okay, do we do a comparative one?
Ooh, the patented comparative whiff that you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. All right,
So,
you start with this. I'll start with this. On 3.
Okay. Wonderful. Oh, this got way more citrus zesty.
This
Vibe.
is the winner with the soap and the
That
water and
brightened
the
up
air.
immediately.
Y'all. This is like being there. This is like sitting on the front porch of that spring cabin.
Yeah, if you like citrus in your sense, you'll
can go
definitely
over.
get
you
that.
can go away now. We're done with you. We got this. Sean, how do you know? How do you know what it's going to end up smelling like?
Right? Like the aftermath
Oh,
once
right.
you've lathered.
And
What
just
wakes
a
up.
fabulous lather, y'all. If you have not been ingratiated into this MacDuff's
It's
lather.
super refreshing because it's interesting. The summer cabin did have a little bit of that citrus lemony part to it,
Right.
Also, but this is a different type of citrus.
Look when the shape of the lather's making its own punctuation. That's what you're looking for, y'all.
It's funny. I'm like seeing so many colors when I smell this, like almost like a rainbow of
This
colors.
might be my favorite cabin.
Right, and like rainbow sherbet has the pinks, the oranges, the yellows. Like that's what I'm almost seeing out of just the scent itself, giving me a color.
Right, yeah. When you open this book by Stephen Sondheim, inside the front cover is written about 50 times his maxim, God is in the details. And y'all, it's just genius. I mean, a great piece of art, a great piece of music are built the same way that a great scent is. I just think somehow culturally we're not really geared to appreciate them as much somehow.
I would agree.
But boy, I do. This is a symphony. This is beautiful.
And I really feel like this is one of those ones we're going to be sad. We'll want the splash because when it wears off, you know, like you're going to want more of that staying with you throughout the day.
I'm putting my flag in this. I'm getting this immediately because imagine a walk on a spring day when the flowers are starting to bloom and you've got this on.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to be sad when it wears off.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a nice, warming to your soul.
Right.
Like I feel like a nice spring day, you know, it just makes you smile. You notice the birds chirping and the flowers
Absolutely.
coming through.
We have a Santa splash that I absolutely do not regret, but I would be sad, I think, if I missed out on this.
Right.
This is my
There is
for
something
splash.
that just brightens your soul or like
Yes.
warms you from the inside out of that type of scent.
I just see the beautiful yellows and oranges of that sunrise on the
it's-
label.
It's clean.
Yes.
Like it's refreshing. It has that same vibe, of just a nice fresh lemonade almost.
Right.
Like there's
And
something that you feel
Y'all,
different.
if you have ever been in a meadow in front of a spring cabin, when you're miles and miles and miles away from civilization, it's almost impossible to get your panties in a wad. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to feel so relaxing. It's going to feel so comforting. Just the distance between you and any of your problems.
Yep.
And that's what this creates for my nose.
I would agree.
It's
There's
just
something
that
about that,
solitude and comfort.
The cedar that really helps do that. The
yes.
citrus and the cedar part. And there is definitely stuff in between that I cannot figure out. But
And
there's
for
like
me, the
pinks and
floral
yellows.
and the cedar
Is that what
are
it
what's
is?
coming together somehow. Because for me, there's a tiny bit of a floral in here, like
in
an
here.
early morning blossom that's just coming to life.
And it's almost a type of flower that I don't want to pick which one it is.
Right.
Like I get like a white something. That's, very streamlined, just a little hint for spring. It's not overwhelming yet. It is approaching spring.
The
it's
kind of
just
flower
starting.
where the scent is so beautiful, you don't want to pick it because you might want to smell that again
Right,
tomorrow.
and it's not too pretty. It's not too masculine. It's like right in the middle. There's something about it.
Right. Hey, who had the vanilla ice cream over here? I think it's time we look at some scent notes. All right, back to the sales page at MacDuff's Soap Company.
So now we can finish off reading this with all the details, but I didn't want to give things away earlier in case you hadn't read this before. Okay. Spring Cabin is a citrus-themed scent that blends together, this is what I was getting, grapefruit, yuzu. I really think I got that.
Yeah.
It was a different citrus to me. And then lemon
Love it.
and bergamot. So no wonder. There isn't even a lime listed.
Now, those may not surprise you, but imagining those mixed with these next three might, because this next one is perfect, and I didn't really sense it.
No.
Like, again, adds to the vibe.
I was getting a pink in my mind. Maybe this is what it was.
But it adds to it, adds to the vibe. Sweet melon. Y'all?
And a touch of cardamom.
Absolutely.
And black peppercorn.
Y'all.
MacDuff's and their seasonings that are snuck in there. There's always something that's like I would have never thought that was there, but it totally works when that's happening.
I love it. Most of my family holidays were spent in the Central Valley of California on a big farmhouse ranch. So, y'all, when we had produce, we had produce. And at Easter time, the smell of Easter for me was defined by melon. Because on the table was always a few different vibrant colors of these most amazing California melons that were fresh off the vine. Sometimes you could see the farm kind of thing, right? So like, wow, that is what's in here. And it's just making a little bit of a vibe, a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of a fun, whimsical sort of sense is what the melon's giving. Because I sense the cedars, I sense the citruses, and that melon is what's playing, I think, in the middle. Even hinting at a floral. Do you catch that?
No, I completely agree. And there's, so even here, he does list that the 2023 version sees a slight bump up of the cedar blend, but remains largely the same as last year. So if you have one from 2022, this is close, but apparently a little more of the cedar actions happening here.
Oh, and I love cedar in a shape soap, man. And here is the actual list of scent notes, y'all. So starting at the top, we have a cedarwood blend, followed by
bergamot.
Nice.
And lemon and grapefruit.
Okay, so there's your citrus.
Yeah,
and
yuzu.
And then.
This is what we were missing. It makes so much sense because it doesn't get too citrusy.
Now I get
it's tangerine
just a
with
touch
melon.
of it. Not enough to give it the identity of tangerine, but just to bring it together with a
and
sweetness.
That's honestly, that and the melon is what's sweetening up what's happening. And then cypress. That is
genius.
Definitely there.
It's genius, you guys. Cardamom and peppercorn
there
to
you
round
go.
things out, to give them a base that's for sure bassy and girthy, but that's not like overpowering
but
like a
nothing dark,
patchouli. Right.
You know? And that's what makes it different season-wise, kind of going with the cabin series. Why this one is for sure spring, but there's other things in there that make it so real.
I love this has all my favorite parts of Summer Cabin, but in a slightly earlier form. Like I can smell that this will develop and mature into Summer Cabin, but that right now it's the spring and I can't get over that.
It really is.
This might be my favorite cabin. I mean, I know I loved Christmas and winter, but this just has a hopefulness to it inside the smell.
And it's funny that a lot of people said that this was their favorite too, and that was one we didn't have. So now that we have all of them next to each other, I don't know how we're going to pick, but there is something special about this.
It's like having timeshares all over Canada now. I'm so excited. Let's take this a little deeper. Y'all, sometimes we get asked about our favorites, and well, we're a little bit coy about those kind of things, but I gotta talk for a second about this MacDuff's lather, because I used the Bert the Cool the other night to review it, and I just am mixing this one up, and y'all, there is just something so special about this lather and about this base. It's probably the softest base I know, so I'd be really scared to lather it in the tub, although there are those that do.
Some are brave enough, not us.
But y'all I just can rely on how beautiful and luxurious this MacDuff's lather is always going to be.
It's fun too getting to know all of the artisans' thumbprints. Like now that we are over 200 soaps in, we really do get a different energy and vibe and zest from each artisan. And there is just something about MacDuff's that is very pure. Like I feel like I'm outside. I could have just pulled it off the tree.
Yeah,
There's something different. And I don't know if that's a Canadian twist on there on purpose, but I'm outside. I'm literally in there. And Summer Cabin was our first one that we had that experience of like, oh my gosh, I'm there.
And for the cabin series, there is just such a fun quality to these, such a clever, fun quality that, like, it tells you a little bit about what Sean, I think, is like. He's a musician. He's got his drums. He's got his basses. He's got MacDuff the dog that's helping him every step of the way. So there's just something about that lovely character, that fun nature, I think, that Sean's got on the inside. It is makes its way to these
seeing
soaps.
through his lens, like how he sees the world. And
the man made 3 Santa soaps this year, right? My hat is
He's
off.
been
This
busy.
is my kind of gentleman. And I think you can smell that whimsical cleverness that Sean has, that little gleam in his eye, if you've ever seen him do a live.
It's true.
That is in the soaps somehow.
And, it's fun because I know when we did summer cabin, we brought up my cabin that we go to in the
Right.
summer. But there is a point where we officially hit spring, my goodness, where we have to go open up the cabin from winter
Right.
because you have to close it all down so that the pipes don't freeze and stuff during winter.
Right.
But then when you come back in spring, and we're right next to a big giant river that goes through. So you really hear the water running differently after winter since everything's melting. And then you can really start to see all of the little animals coming to life and waking up more in spring. Like they are
The
coming to
little
life.
water snakes that make their way
Those
past
two,
you
yes.
in the river.
You hear the little froggies going on, and it's just different in spring. And then later on when we go in the summer, it is a little drier. The heat's in, you can smell the heat of summer.
Right.
There is something different about the spring smell in the air. And there's a little breeze usually for spring still. Like it does smell different.
And we were saying that someday, if we find our absolute dream shaving soap, it might really take us away to a place and a time. And boy, do these cabin series do that in just the best of ways.
I know, it's
And, they're not
bittersweet.
like a theme park. They're not like a bakery. They take you out to a cabin. I mean, who doesn't love that experience? Either in the winter where you're all cuddled in around a fire, or in the spring when you're out exploring all the new green and the new growth. It's all here. And when you're standing at your shave logger, you get to decide not only where you want to go, but when you want to go. And that's partially why I love this cabin
And
series.
it's kind of bittersweet because this is our last one in the cabin series. But it does feel like we've completed the set. All of the friends can be together
That
on their
is
little
true.
shelf in the den.
I do feel like I have just built hotels in Monopoly, that we have all of them now, right?
Complete, yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. So it's pretty simple. All you have to do is have a wanderlust and want to go up and explore Canada. Now, you're going to need at least 6 stops to be able to really see the whole thing. One of them might be a little haunted. One of them you'll probably hit around the holidays at Christmas. But boy, if you know or have ever stayed at one of these cabins by MacDuff's, it's a really special experience, and you just got your own. So, head over to MacDuff'sSoapCompany.com to find this and a bunch of other cool stuff. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Spring Cabin. Y'all, what's the opposite of fluffy? Thick? Beautiful, thick lather, like with a single pass, right where I put it with the brush, and just puts this barrier between my knife and my beautiful face, and it's just a fun lather to use. And this scent, beautiful morning scent, awakening, and I think it is linked to a summer cabin. One is an earlier scent and one is a later version. I think that's just for me, but oh, just what a fun way to explore the different ways that Sean enjoys the outdoors. Thanks, buddy. Welcome to Messages.
So we have decided for June that we want to open up to you and have you send us any names of anyone that's famous, and we will do some digging and see if we can find whatever cologne they used to wear and maybe even homage it into a shave soap that we can open for you.
Joe Montana, Luciano Pavarotti. I mean, who knows what these guys might have smelled like? We just know they probably smelled good, and we'll look it up for you. We've already
give
got
us some
Sinatra's
ideas.
cologne coming on the piano. So yeah, let us know who you're curious about how they smelled, and we'll do some research for you. I think Sean's win the prize for coming alive the most in the lather.
Actually, that's true.
Wow.
I forgot, coming from here to there. And I really, now that I've read that list, can you get more of the tangerine and the sweet melon
Oh,
coming
the
through?
tangerine and melon, that combination, y'all, I'm loving that. That's what's in the middle of this. And that's what was kind of hinting at floral for me
Right.
without it being floral.
Right, just a little sweeter. But I do think without that mid layer, the brights wouldn't be so bright.
Right.
Like we almost
Right.
need that something under the citrus.
Well, you needed
top
something
notes.
to be the rays of that spring sun
It
through
is,
the
yeah.
mountains. And that's what it is, because you've got to smell that. I mean, look at the label. That's a movie poster that's making a promise,
Really,
y'all.
yeah.
And I can smell that orange-yellow ray of sun that's bursting through and hitting the herbs and flowers as they break their way through the winter soil. You know, it's that.
And with the cypress and the cedar of the tree, there is something with the cardamom and the peppercorn that make all of those almost get like reinvented. Like you really notice different types of the wood that's in the scent.
Yo, I'm about to enter this lather in the county fair. Are you kidding me? I'm coming home with ribbons. I swear to God.
Don't forget your next point with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this!